Hey Shreyas, welcome. Nice to have you over here with us, and really appreciate the time that you have been able to take out and share your feedback, how your journey has been with Lean Six Sigma Pro. Shreyas, I know you come from the automotive industry, but would you like to introduce yourself more? What's your role? Kind of experience what you have?
Yeah, as you have rightly introduced my name, so I'm Shreyas, working in the automotive industry from past 6 years. Basically, I'm a mechanical engineer by profession and working on the design and development of the car restraint systems. Yeah, this is my professional background of it, and coming to the Lean Six Sigma part of it.
So, if I want to
So
ask you, Shreyas, what triggered you to get your more to skill yourself into Lean Six Sigma as a domain? What was your trigger behind that?
Okay. Um, I used to hear these jargons like Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma in my organization, but wasn't sure as to what exactly it means like and what exactly the background or the technicality behind the concepts are. So that initially actually triggered me to understand what a Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma is. And going ahead, I also realized when I started handling the customers and also when I started taking some few projects within my organization, few of the languages in which we were talking was more inclined towards the Six Sigma part of it, and I wasn't able to really get into the direction in which we were talking into. So that initially was the first trigger which actually made me to move towards or to take at least this um, course so that I can at least enhance the knowledge of my technical knowledge on this front.
But then, why Lean Six Sigma Pro? How did you zero on taking your training certification from Lean Six Sigma Pro? Because there are so many institutes outside. How did you go about it?
Okay, so it was almost like a 1.5, 2 months research for me to really understand where to go to and which was the ideal institute for me to get into. Yeah, so the first thing I looked into was the I just took information from few of my friends who had already finished this course, and from there I got an input that firstly there is something called as a mini tab which usually uses the a statistical software which we usually use in Six Sigma, and I just explored this and tried to understand if what are the institutes which is giving me initially the hands-on on this tool itself. And that was one of the filter I used initially to reduce to screen few of the institutes, and there were few institutes which were also giving this particular mini tab hands on, right? And after that the next trigger was okay, fine, I get certified, but a lot of institutes, what I realized was giving the certification from their own institute. It was not from a certified body, be it TUV or ISAC or whatever it is. So I also in that time I went through the Lean Six Sigma Pro LinkedIn page, and I saw a lot of people who had posted their certificates which was certified by the agencies like TUV. So that was another trigger which actually moved asked me to move in the direction of Lean Six Sigma Pro Institute. And also, since I took this what do we call it as a um, training to in the lockdown time, I was more inclined towards the online training. And I realized that a lot of institutes had also stopped training because they had only the offline classes. Yeah, so considering all these three things into the aspect, I came up to a conclusion where all these three things were giving a win-win situation for me. And also, um, uh, I also talked to the mentor or the trainer, Srinivas, and he also gave me a lot of input as to what he has in the plate for me. So with respect to uh, the technology itself, so that triggered me as well. That to take up a decision of joining Lean Six Sigma Pro.
Good. So a lot of research and feedback you took. Having done that and now having gone through the training, did it meet your expectations?
I would say yes, my perspective has changed. Previously, the perspective of a Six Sigma was a little, it was just a Six and a Sigma for me. That is all. I did not know the background of the kind of phases we have, the kind of methodologies we have, and things like that. But after attending the course, for sure, um, I understood the way we have hundreds of ways in solving a problem for sure, but a systematic and a right approach is what is important, and that's what I learned from my training, and I'm pretty much happy for it as well. Uh, from the way the mentor actually guided me, Srinivas, he guided me in a right, guided the complete team. I would say the complete team in the right way, and luckily I was the first batch to have the case study um, which was included in my training session as well, and that gave me actually a very good insight into the technicalities of the concepts. uh, I would say it made a life a lot easier for me, because he was a master in converting the technical aspects into real time scenarios. So Srinivas was really making sure that you understand it with the real time scenarios where you can get into it and realize, okay, fine, this is how it works in a real time case. So that actually also helped to really understand the concepts of it, and the case study, as I said, made a life really easy for me.
Very nice. Mm. Now, obviously, you would have completed your certification as well. So, has your interaction with Mr. Srinivas in Lean Six Sigma Pro still continuing, or it was restricted only to the training? Your certification is done. Now, Shreyas, you are on your own into the big ocean of business. How was your experience post the certification, if I want to ask you?
I would say during the course also, we had this access to a lot of templates and a lot of documents, right? So these documents actually is helping me right now at this moment of time in utilizing for my existing work. So initially, and so I would say this has already been used from whatever knowledge base we have in Lean Six Sigma Pro. But apart from that, we also have an ecosystem of WhatsApp group, and also the quiz structure within the Lean Six Sigma Pro site itself, which is actually helping us to revise on the concepts which we have already learned. And we have a lot of experts within the WhatsApp group as well, right? So these people ask few questions, and people come up with different answers, and also we have a good what do we call it as um, interaction out there as well. So that's helping me a lot as well to understand and keeping my mind refreshed with respect to all the concepts which I've already learned. So I would say it's not like completely dissociated with respect to the Six Sigma part of it after the training, after my training was finished. It's still on. So whenever there is some question or some trigger which happens within the WhatsApp group, usually it's like I just go back to my um, material and try to just brush up the concepts of it, and then maybe try to understand, tell whether I'm giving the right answer or not. So that's how it's also giving a refresher. It's like indirectly a refresher course as well, which is happening in the back end.
That's interesting. Always you're abreast of what is happening and learning from your other fellow alumni over there. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Great. But how has it helped you in your professional workplace career? You mentioned that earlier there were jargons, and even while discussing with clients, this used to come up. Now, has that made any positive impact? Has your leadership seen that okay, Shreyas is now have some additional value add to be given to the company? How is your professional journey now shaping up?
Yeah, I would say right now within my company, we did not have any Six Sigma projects which were running from India. It was usually handled by the global team, and I showed the interest in the initial phase of the initial phase. But unfortunately, since I wasn't able to get or cope up with these jargons and whatever terminologies or technicalities of Six Sigma, I wasn't able to much cope up with the concepts of it. But once I got certified, I was able to easily correlate with respect to what people are talking in the global front. And also, we were able to see the talk on the same language. And now it's also that we are partnering with the global teams and working together as a on the few of the projects itself. So that has helped me in the career way, as in the career perspective, and it's a win-win situation for me.
Awesome. That's very nice. That's very nice to know that now you are kind of expanded your horizon with your global counterparts as well. That's very interesting. Good to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
that. Any feedback you would have, Shreyas, for us as to how does Lean Six Sigma Pro as a institute can further add value to you, to your friends, other fellow professionals in this particular area?
I would say Lean Six Sigma Pro is doing an amazing job with respect to the kind of knowledge which they're sharing, and also the kind of ecosystem we have is pretty good. And I would say, um, since I did attend the online classes, I would just have a small feedback that people who have attended online classes might not have a face-to-face interaction or face-to-face session. So maybe after the lockdown or something, if we can have a short 4 to 5 hour session with all the people who had already been certified, it would also enhance the knowledge of people as well, and it can widen the network also. So I feel that is one feedback, but I'm pretty much sure this is like a general feedback which I'm giving. But apart from that, on the course front and also um, on the way in which the training was handled, I was pretty much happy with what I had got, and I'm pretty much satisfied.
Sure. Thanks for that input, Shreyas. Yes, face-to-face interaction has its own merits, and certainly once we have a better handle out there and we are able to have a close gathering possible at that point in time, certainly we will have all the joinees in who took the course in the pandemic and the lockdown period. We will certainly have that kind of a face to, because always when you have a face to a name, the warmth in the interaction is at a different level per se, and
For sure,
absolutely we'll take
for sure.
uh, great, Shreyas, and I'm sure you would be talking to your colleagues at work. You would have fellow professional friends over there. So, in case somebody shows an interest in this particular domain, what would your feedback be for them? They should pursue Lean Six Sigma, uh, or and if yes, how they should go about doing that?
Yeah, it depends on the interest of the person. I would say after finishing my course, I had this certificate which was put in my profile, and after that, I almost got like 5 to 6 calls from my friends or colleagues telling that what exactly did you learn and how is it getting used for you in your day-to-day work. And there were few people who were also confused. They knew that they wanted to do it, and they did not know the direction in which they wanted to go into. So for them, after after me finishing the training or the course, was able to at least tell them or guide them in a direction which was right. And also I have also for sure have recommended them for the kind of training which we already went through in Lean Six Sigma Pro. And I'm pretty much happy with the kind of response even they have been doing. I mean, there a few of people have already joined, and I just wanted to also know what they feel after that, right? It's not just me after giving me a feedback to them. So I also just had a small chat like a few days back to understand how do they feel, and they feel they're pretty much happy with that, and they're liking the course as well. And I'm pretty much sure anybody for that matter will like the course the way Mr. Srinivas takes it. um, he's a master in that. So uh, also the feedbacks which I've received from them has also been a positive note. So I would for sure recommend this to any of my colleagues or my friends for sure.
So that's great input. So and good to know your colleagues who are currently taking those sessions. They are also finding a lot of value add. Good to know about that. Great, Shreyas. It was nice talking to you. Obviously, this is not the last of the interactions. As Lean Six Sigma Pro, the Institute, Mr. Srinivas, myself, we will be in touch with you with all your fellow alumni as well to take this forward. This interaction continues. I wish you further more success in your professional career. Uh, Today you might be a part of a global team. I would like to see you drive the project from here and somebody else from the other side of the world be part of your team driving those projects. So look
Yeah,
forward for your
thank you for that.
professional success and at large the entire community of Lean Six Sigma professionals.
Yeah,
So
sure.
thanks,
Thank you.
Shreyas. Thanks for taking out the time and sharing your inputs. Have a great day ahead and all the best.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks very much.